and gentle from above.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Revitalize Hope webpage. And I am Reggie Matters with RM Viaging, and today I am here to talk to you about talent. And something I was thinking about today, I said, why don't I share this and see what other people think? For most of my life coming up, I was really trying to find out what my talent was. Like, what was my real skill set? What am I really good at? Because coming up, as a young person, the primary thing is sports, athletics. So coming up through elementary school, high school, and all that stuff, and then when you get into college, you kind of learn to feel like, okay, this guy can run a 4.2, I'm running a 5.1. This person is good at wrestling, jumping, this person is good at playing basketball. So there's always an athletic ability that people will see in a person and say, wow, you really are talented. And that's based on physical ability, athletics, stuff like that. Now with physical ability, I can understand why people will invest in physical ability, because it's something that they see and it's really right off the bat. Because you've heard what people say, like, well, I saw this person playing and I just realized that they were really talented at, high jumps. They was really talented at pole vaulting. They're really talented gymnastics. They had the potential. They just needed it to be fine-tuned. Well, that's great. And that's what you want. You want to see that talent in people. But what happens when a person's true talent is not based on physical ability? What if someone has the ability to diffuse situations? What if you notice a person who is really good at writing poetry or poems or language or expressing themselves? You got people that's really good in mathematics. You got people that's really good in the science field. But in the obvious side of things, it's not always something that people say, yeah, well, it's just academic stuff. It's just something that you do academics. It might come, may go, may fade. So people don't really invest in it because it's expected that you are to be good in school. People want you to be good in school. But when it comes to sports or athletics or anything that's physically challenging that you have a particular skill set at, it's almost like an immediate decision that, wow, we need to work on this. We need to fine tune this. You fast, you may be a football player, baseball player, a track star, you might be in the Olympics. So things like this, I think people are willing to invest in, like I said before, because I think it's just something it's in the obvious. It's something that they can see. And anytime a person has a physical talent that's, amazing or great or really good, you're going to find that it's going to draw more attention. Because people can see that talent and they can see the potential for possible success and financial gain. Whereas someone who has the ability to learn different languages is just seen as, hey, you're a smart guy, you're a smart girl. But in the long run, we need to ask ourselves, which one can have the greater impact on society if they are truly given the opportunity? What is it as parents, as friends, as relatives to someone, to a child, or even an adult who we see who has the ability, to learn 5 or 6 languages? Should we just assume that they're a smart kid and there's nowhere they can go with that? Or should we try to figure out how can we build upon this skill? This is a person that's learned 5 languages and they seem to do it pretty easy. What opportunities can we help them to develop this skill? How can they apply this talent to society? And truthfully, they can. You heard of international translators, or maybe this person will be great as in a political field. I mean, just think about it. They have the ability to learn languages pretty easy and say they already know 5 languages. I know a young lady who knows 5 different languages. And it's amazing to me because many of us, we know English or we know our one language, and we're like, that's it. Anybody who comes around me need to speak the language I speak. So someone who's able to fluently speak 5 different languages is a remarkable person. So, with that being said, people have talents that maybe sometimes we really don't invest in the way we should, because we just overlook these talents as, well, it's an academic skill. Well, they're just an easy learner. Well, they can speak 5 languages. A person who can speak 5 languages in a political platform and who really does have a mindset of wanting to be a person that helps all of humanity. What if you really did work with that child or that adult and encourage them to become something in society to where they can actually move or motivate the masses? Like we got these issues now with Korea and the United States, and the current person who holds the title as president, it is what it is. He's not a very diplomatic person that knows how to speak in a mature manner as an adult and as a leader. That person who can speak several different languages, or the person who can just express themselves so well that 2 people are arguing, they have the ability to actually soothe the situation and, just make everybody feel calm, like, wow, this is really crazy. Why are we arguing? You're right. Let's just go our separate ways or make friends, whatever. Something like that. That is a skill that needs to be invested in. We need more of that in the world today. And I know that when it comes to sports like football and basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis, golf, all this stuff, this is not a knock against them. They have a talent and they should be appreciated for their talent. Our singers and musicians, they have a talent. They should be appreciated for their talents. But I think we need to start looking at the talent and skills of our youth, and even some of us our older generation, that can benefit society in a more progressive way. When we look at don't get me wrong, I love football, I love basketball, I love the Hawks. Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, love those guys. But they are great, talented, athletic basketball players. And they do give back, to the communities. But, for their talent, you had to pay to see their talent, which is, I'm not knocking that, so don't take it that way. That's a talent that you had to pay to see. You had to pay to see them play basketball because that was their job. So it was a talent that you had to pay to see. But what about the talents that you don't pay to see? But the talents that can really affect this nation and the world overall. You see, when you start investing in skills and talents of our youth and even our older people, older generations, to people that have talents that's based around, learning different languages, the ability to express themselves the way they can diffuse aggressive or conflicts rather quickly and efficiently. Things like that really go overlooked and oftentimes just kind of get swept under the rug. If you got somebody who for some reason just has this great positive reaction with children. Say if you got somebody who, when children comes around them, they're laughing. Watch and just see. It's like, maybe it's just somebody, like a family member, somebody or a friend, when you have a get together and all the kids get around, kids that normally are very, mischievous or don't behave inappropriately or don't seem to act right in public. And this has nothing to do with somebody being violent or abusive, but it's just that person has a personality, he or she has a personality or mentality that the children just seem to some reason feel, I need to behave, and it's out of respect, it's out of love. It's like, I want to behave because I like the way this person interacts, how they treat me. So they want to behave because if to them it's like having time with that person is growth and is important. So they want to be on their best behavior. They want to be at their best with this person because this person has that positive effect on them. That's somebody who can really affect our youth generation. That's somebody that we need to try to invest in, get them involved in the community. Because sometimes we do things and people don't see it, especially when it's a talent that's more mental and not physical. I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning. But basically, I'm talking about physical talents versus mental talents, or physical skill set versus mental skill set. And I think sometimes the mental skill sets that we have, or talents, we can call it that also, are often very much overlooked. And we don't invest in the mental skill set of people, because when you see the mental skill set, it may take a little more time to actually pick up on it versus somebody who can shoot a basketball consistently and make 13, 14, 15 shots. Someone who has, remarkable dribbling skills, a football player that can catch a ball, in the corner of the end zone, or make immaculate catches, or, tennis players, when the opposing player feel like they're playing two people and it's one person, so we see that and we can always say like, wow, this person is going to be a great tennis player, make a lot of money, they're going to be famous. But when it comes to the mental skill set, well, it's not always the opportunity of being famous. It's more what you're bringing to society, what you're able to give to a larger mass of people. So it's not about fame, but it's about who you are, the person you are, and the positive impact that you can have on this world. So if you're a young person or an older person out there and you realize like, look, I don't run a 4.2, I can't jump out of the building, I'm not this great at catching stuff, I'm not a great tennis, soccer, or football player, but I have a skill set of learning languages. I have a skill set of working with people. I have a talent for bringing peace in a hostile situation. I have a talent for communicating. I have a talent for writing poetry. I have a talent for politics. I understand. I can look at problems and quickly come with a solution. Stuff like that is important, but often very overlooked. So I think we need to take more time, especially, spending time with the kids and really trying to understand, just because you have a child that's not out there jumping on high beams and flipping on the little horses and doing, ballet and all this stuff, or ice skating and doing triple somersaults. I don't know if that's part of ice. I know it's a triple something, but, you don't have them doing the physical things. They probably have a mental skill set that you really are overlooking. You may not have the next Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, the next Luther Vandross when it comes to singing, or Tony Braxton, somebody like that. But you know what you may have? You may have the next person that's going to bring peace to a community, to a nation, to countries. You may have the next person that's going to implement some policy or law that's going to make a big difference in this world. You may have the next person that's actually going to bring some understanding or raise the levels of education. Somebody that's actually going to make an impact that's going to affect everybody across the board. Or you may have the next president of the United States. You may have the next astronaut. You may have the next judge. You may have the next best lawyer in the world. You don't know, because these are mental attributes, talents, skills, however you want to call them. I think today, in my personal opinion, that we really are focused on, especially our younger generation, on the celebrity side of things, the acting, the movies, the singing, the sports, and all that stuff, because they see the glamour, they see the fame. And you don't see that from someone who's learning 5 languages and ends up being a politician and running for governor or senator or maybe secretary of state, and end up going to different countries and not only bringing peace, but bringing what this country probably hasn't had in a long time, as a leader or someone who makes an impact for the betterment of the world as a whole, the nation, society. So mentally, you have a talent. So if you're out there right now and you're like, wow, these my friends over here can do this and play football and everybody loves them. They can play basketball, they can play tennis, they can play baseball, they can play golf. Whatever their physical talents are, Start investing in your mental talents. Start paying attention to the things that you do that you like, whether it's writing. You never know. You can be the next best author that writes a book that ends up bringing some type of strategic, magical, but honestly, I can't find the right thing to say, but you could do something that's going to spark life and hope into many people. And you might end up being the next Nobel Peace Prize winner. You never know what you can accomplish. Just because you may not be physically in the category of some of these other people, mentally, you can achieve more than a basketball player winning an NBA championship. And they can win 18 NBA championships, but it can never compare with you making a difference. Even if it's 18 lives that you saved, you've done more than those 18 championships, because you're looking at the championship of the world as bringing hope, peace, and love. So for those of you out there who feel like you don't have a talent, just take time and start exploring the mental side of your life, the mental side of what's in you that you like to do, the things that you feel like you are best at, and really start exploring that stuff. Take your time, find out what it is. Do you like writing? Do you like reading? Do you like coordinating things, organizing things? Find out what you like to do mentally. What stimulates you? What stimulates you? Do you feel like you're able to bring peace? Do you feel like you're able to bring people together? Do you feel like you're able to motivate people? Do you feel like you're able to look at policies and laws and you can see both sides? Do you feel like you're good at, really grasping the big picture or something and put it into one picture that the world can look at together and say love, hope, peace? So you have a talent. Everybody has a talent. It's just up to you. Because oftentimes other people are not going to invest in you. You have to invest in you. So start exploring your mind. Start exploring the things that you enjoy doing. Start looking at the impact that you feel you have around the people around you. And oftentimes people will tell you and you won't even know it. Hey, you got such a calming spirit, man. Hey, man, every time I talk to you, I feel like this. Man, when she comes around, she just brings peace. She knows what to say to do this. Oh, she's amazing. She can take a problem and just fix it like this. You have a talent. You have it. Invest in yourself. Believe in yourself and trust in yourself, and never feel like because you can't run or jump higher or catch footballs or baseballs or throw 100 miles an hour baseball that you don't have a talent. No, you have a talent. Just because you may not have the physical attributes of the talent of a talent, you got the mental skill set and talents, which means you are put here to make a greater contribution in a bigger way than you can imagine. So imagine big, think big, don't give up yourself, get out of the little box and get into the bigger box and just keep popping that top open until you reach where you need to be in life. Never shelter yourself in a small box. When you start to feel cramped in, pop the top open, hop in something bigger and just keep going, don't stop. Hey, this is Reggie Matters from R&Viaging. Hey, I hope you like this. This is Revitalize Hope webpage. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Also, feel free to leave a comment, good or bad, but keep it respectful. I'll always respond back. Hey, thank you for watching today. And don't forget, revitalize hope in yourself and revitalize hope that you have talent, because you do. Hey, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
See you through. Don't look back. It's not the end. Give life your best, and I know you can win. You see, as a friend, I'm here for you. You should know that. As a friend, I'm here for you. Here I stand with you, wishing you the best in all you do. Always look for the breeze of love. The breeze of love. Here I stand with you, wishing you the best in all you do. Always look for the breeze of love, calm and gentle. from above. No, 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 no. Ooh, yeah. Calm and gentle. Here I stand with you, yeah. I stand with you. Here I stand with you, yeah. Here I stand with you.